Hey. Oh, no, 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 no.
I just picked up Henry, my Blue Cayman Iguana. He's darting all over the cage, trying to run through the screen. I was distracted with my pool, so I spent all my time working on that pool instead of building a proper enclosure. So what I need to do is block out the bottom portion of the cage. I need to build him a hide. This hide is going to be an experiment. What we're gonna do is use a 55-gallon drum of water to help create a thermal mass. It's going to act as an off-grid thermal battery to help control the temperatures inside his house. Now he's here and I gotta build a home fast.
Because of the pool disaster and my procrastination, here I am at 5 a.m. cutting timbers for his house. I have to be as quiet as possible too. I don't want the HOA asking any questions. And basically I assembled these timbers like Lincoln logs, a little trick I learned from Camp Kennan. Sun's up, neighborhood is awake, and the clock is officially ticking. It's time to get these timbers out to the cage before the midday heat completely redlines Henry's stress levels. The plan is simple but precise. We assemble the structural timbers right against the cage wall, but we have to leave the back completely open. That open back is our only window to slide that massive 55-gallon drum into position. Once the drum is locked inside, we fill it with water to activate our thermal heat sink. Seal up the back wall and pray it drops the ambient temperature.
I gotta get something built for this guy. I gotta do it fast. It's stressing him out. It's stressing me out. Let's get to work.
Not even June yet, and it's already about 90 degrees outside, blistering hot, and I know this is causing him a lot of stress from the heat, then also having me do all this construction right next to him.
I'm all out of these giant screws, so I got to think of something quick. Those things are expensive too. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drill down into the wood here about an inch, and then I can get away with using some smaller screws.
And the smaller screw strategy worked.
I love these Lincoln log style houses. I got this idea from Camp Kennan, and they're cheap, they're easy. You know, if you make a wrong cut or something, they're very forgiving, because if you're off by a half an inch or something, it's not a big deal. Poor guy, he's so stressed. You're gonna have a home soon, dude. He's terrified. I was just feeling so bad about not having a place for Henry set up in time, but that damn pool just got in the way. I often will criticize people for not being prepared, for procrastinating, especially when it comes to, you know, a place for their animals. And here I am making that same mistake. All right, so now we want to paint the parts that are exposed to the sun black. So I'm just trying to mark kind of close to what hits the sun, and we will paint that black.
Now I'm just going to use some painter's tape because I don't want to paint the whole thing. I just want to paint the parts that are exposed to the sun. I have to clean up this drum before I slap a heavy coat of flat black paint onto it. This is going to maximize heat absorption. This will be critical in the winter. Black is the ultimate color for a passive thermal battery. But honestly, I have a massive fear that this experiment might work too well in this summer heat. Instead of pulling heat out to cool him down, what if this black cylinder just traps the brutal energy and bakes him alive? This is a total mad scientist experiment, and the stakes are incredibly high.
All right, so now putting it into place here, and I'm gonna fill it with water. All right, we're still filling it up. Hopefully it doesn't expand and break. All right, so I got brick in there for now. Eventually it's gonna be a wood floor, but I gotta hurry.
Now I just need to start working on the roof, and then we can start testing it out to see if this thing even works. The roof is simple. I just took some scrap wood, some 2x3, and created a frame that I can drop my insulation board into. And then we just attach some plywood to the underside of the roof so that Henry can't access the foam board. And now I'm just getting another 2x3. I'm going to double it up on one side on the front of the cabin so that the roof slopes back. And then we just get that drilled in, and the roof is basically complete. All it needs is a latch. so that Henry can't escape.
I've got the cardboard on there to help block out any light so he feels more secure.
Hey John, I hear that you're having some pool trouble. Mind if I take a look?
Oh, hey Dan. No, I'm good, man. I appreciate it though.
Alright, well make sure you wear closed-toed shoes.
Oh man, shoes are for the domesticated. Yeah, I'm just out here grounding and doing some toga.
Well, I guess have fun with that. See you later.
Okay, Dan. Namaste. That was Dan, the HOA president. If he comes back here, it would expose the whole operation.
All right, the time has come to give Henry access to his new home. So I've cut a hole in the mesh, and now I'm stapling it tightly to the cabin.
All right. So good news is Henry is using the new hide that we built.
I don't want to bother him too much, but try to get a good look at him here. Oh, that is good. We're definitely not out of the woods yet. While he's checking out his new room, I urgently need to get this metal flashing installed along the bottom perimeter. This is the visual barrier that stops him from seeing the yard and wanting to dash straight through the wire walls. Once this is secured, the enclosure is officially locked down, and then comes the real moment of truth, checking the thermometer to see how these cabin temperatures are actually going to behave.
There he is, chilling in his house. Yeah. Hey, Henry. You like your new house?
But that bites.
No, he shouldn't bite you. He's gonna be a good lizard. He was just really stressed out when we moved him here.
But Dad.
You see him moving his head? Come here. Look at him bob his head.
But Dad.
Yeah.
Dad, you got nice lizards.
I got nice lizards. What's your favorite lizard?
That one.
You like Henry the best?
Yeah.
Really?
And the little one.
The little one, the little baby bearded dragons? Right now it's overcast, but this thing is already starting to get pretty warm being painted black. So that's gonna be awesome for the winter. But for the summer, I don't think it's gonna work really good. So what I'm gonna do is also insulate this in the summer. So I have to come up with a solution.
So you can see the issue. The ground is actually cooler than his house. And right now we want his house to be cooler.
So I'm gonna put this on here, and this is gonna shade the this drum so that hopefully we can kill the heat spike.
Wait, so you're trying to cool a lizard down with a trash can full of water, but instead you're baking it in an oven for a lizard that hates you?
He doesn't hate me, he's just emotionally unavailable.
Tried to bite you.
I set up a camera in his cabin so I can spy on him without disturbing and stressing him out. And look at this. The plywood is working. The temp dropped, he's completely secure, and he finally ate something.
There's still some finishing touches that cabin needs, but we can wait until he's fully acclimated. Right now, we're going full barefoot scientist. What we're gonna do is build a quail coop that self-harvests the eggs, and they go down into a chute right into the lace monitor's cage. Check it out, that's Dundee, and he loves quail eggs. So that's gonna be amazing.
This next video, 15 bearded dragons compete for a permanent home here in the side yard. They established a perimeter surrounding the squirming mass. The orders were simple: hold the line. Suddenly, they had the worms cornered, and their confidence started to build.